How are you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So today I wanted to discuss a my personal matter that I've actually been experiencing as of recently. Well, when I say recently, I shouldn't say that since I've been experiencing this for actually a few months, few years in fact. So this is regarding my my passion for gaming. I'm tending to see more and more that I'm gaming less and less. And that's why I occasionally set it in my mind. I even set it on videos itself as well. Like I'm looking for some kind of like that particular game that can take over my bloody life, and so I can actually invest my time into, because like I want to reignite my passion for video games all over again. And unfortunately, there was just no one particular game. A lot of cases, there are a lot of good games out there. Don't get me wrong, and I played majority of those good games that at least I'm looking forward to, or at least the ones that I've genuinely have enjoyed. For example, a few of the games I tend to come back and replay occasionally, well, I shouldn't say that occasionally, I should say sometimes, to rarities in fact, like Grand Theft Auto 4, I absolutely adore that game. I've replayed that game like 15, 16 times, I just loved it so much. Grand Theft Auto 5, I remember replaying it like 6 times, Witcher 3, I replayed it like 4 times, Death Stranding, replayed it twice. For some reason it's very particular in my memory, so I just genuinely enjoyed it. Ghost of Tsushima, I replayed it 3 times, The Last of Us, that's like, the original, the remastered, the remake as well. Destiny 1, Destiny 2 included, because they are live service games and you always tend to come back. The same thing goes for some of the Call of Duty games back in the day when they were genuinely great games and I absolutely adored, like for example Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. And of course, as of recently, when I finished platinuming Red Dead Redemption 2, I came back and replayed that game again, and it was just so much fun, right? But then I'm starting to notice now occasions that I'm starting to play less and less, and I'm just looking at my console, like literally while I'm having a conversation about this, I'm looking at my microphone, and right there beside my eye I can see my console, my PlayStation 5, and I'm just thinking like, man, I want to play something, just like get that feeling, But then I think about it, where am I gonna play? I just like, okay, well, I guess just another day of wasted not playing any video games. Not necessarily to say it's wasted, because it genuinely is not, but like, I'm not bored. That's just the thing. I'm never bored. I'm always busy, and I keep myself busy. It's not because of work I'm busy, or it's not because of my other hobbies because I'm busy, or I have just like life personal reasons I'm busy. I have time to play video games, and there's just genuinely is no problem. But the thing is, I'm looking at my console and I'm thinking like, man, there's just simply nothing to play for me. There are games out on my browser, on my catalog, that I didn't even try to play, and maybe sometimes I'm looking at some games and I'm just thinking, oh man, I gotta play that, it seems cool. But then I'm just looking at some of these games and I'm just like, oh man, I don't want to play. So like, it just happens so often. Looking at my console, never turning it on even, and when I do turn it on, I just look at my home screen and I'm just like, just sitting there for 3, 4, 5, 7 hours, and I'm not even browsing through any of the catalogs of games that I've got, and I'm not even turning on any particular games either. And I'm just looking at the catalog of games as well. I got plenty of them in there. Like I said, I played few, some of them I didn't, and yet I'm just like looking over all of these games and I've got no interest at all to play any of these games. And it sucks. It genuinely sucks. And I started wondering, is this because I got burnout from gaming overall? But I'm noticing this happening now for the past year or so, even longer. And I'm just like, is it because I'm getting older and I'm kind of moving away from my interest and I'm getting more interested in different things and not gaming anymore? A lot of advice that I've received and recommendations, for example, try to be in a little bit of a different environment. Like, actually, that was actually a unique and original advice. I never expected that. But yeah, I don't think that might be an issue. I can definitely try it though. I just don't think that really is an issue though. Another one's just like have a little bit of a break, do something else. But I do something else, you know what I mean? And I'm not playing any video games. The only times I do is for a brand new game. I finish the story, I play it through whole thing. Sometimes if I want to, I can get a platinum trophy if I'm interested in that particular game, because like, remember guys, I even had a video regarding my platinum trophy experiences that's genuinely not good for you, because like it ruins your kind of perception and kind of enjoyment for video games. Because like best like example is Red Dead, Grand Theft Auto games and such, because like if you go 100% on those games, platinum trophy on those games, you're gonna be like pulling your hair out. You're gonna hate every moment of it. But if you play for the story, you're gonna have a blast. Because I've decided to get every single platinum trophy on all the Grand Theft Autos that came out on PlayStation PlayStation 4, yeah, that was a big mistake because I ended up getting all the platinums, but now at what cost? Because I'm noticing I hate more fucking gaming than I do. Well, it's not like I hate it. I get bored of it. And I'm just not interested. That's the better way to say it. I'm not hating on gaming. Obviously not. Since look, my YouTube channel is an example. I still talk about games, don't I? But yeah, just that's just the thing as well. I'm noticing that I'm always interested by brand new news, upcoming games, and rumors, and regarding brand new upcoming games that I would be looking forward to. And I got that, like, how can I say, excitement within me. I still have it. But the thing is about gaming in general, it's just not that interesting anymore. And like I say, I think that the hype is a lot more exciting to me than actually playing the game and getting it in my hands anymore. Like right there when I got the collector's edition, I don't know, of Elden Ring or different kind of games and whatnot, and so exciting, man. You literally be shaking, you feel like a fucking child again. And that's the best feeling about it. You play it and then you start playing the game and you're like, no, okay. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, it's not like it's a bad thing. Maybe it was a bad example to give it as an Elden Ring, because Elden Ring, I absolutely love that game. I replayed it like 2 to 3 times on PlayStation 5, then also PlayStation 4, got all the platinums. It's just a brilliant game. I loved it. And it's like that game, I think, was the recent game that I think I had like a phenomenal time with. But every other games out there, even good games like, The Last of Us as an example, maybe just on top of my mind, like I'm thinking about some of the games as well. And so I'm just like playing these games and I'm just like, man, I'll finish the story and that's it. I'll never get back to it. And that happens so many times, and and I don't want that any longer because I want to experience games. I'm trying to find a game that I would dive back in again and again for whatever the reason. It doesn't have to be live service games as well, because before, Call of Duty was my part of life that I genuinely was addicted to. Like every day, I come back home, I grind levels, I play the game. It was so much fucking enjoyment. But now Call of Duty, it's a curse word. It's nothing special. Destiny took over my life a little bit as well. Destiny 1 specifically. I like the Taken King when that expansion came out. I absolutely played the living shit out of that game. It was incredible. I loved the experience. Destiny 2 came out. I was actually addicted to it too. At the beginning, of course, like first and second DLC, and then I completely dropped off. And I was not interested any longer. Nowadays, just Destiny just coming out with all these expansions, they look enticing. They do. But the thing is, I know for a fact, because recently I tried to get back in Destiny 2 again, but I just can't, because there's so much thing that you need to learn. What the hell am I supposed to do here? Because it's completely different compared to Destiny 2 at launch, and now, oh my god, it's seriously convoluted, and it's very, very, how can I say, intimidating as well. And I'm just I feel the problem with that, because I have no friends that I can play Destiny 2 with as well. That's a big problem. You do not play Destiny 2 alone. It's a very miserable experience. You need a Sherpa, you need somebody experienced, a veteran at least, or somebody who knows what the hell they're doing, and play with them most of the time. Then you're gonna have a phenomenal time playing Destiny 2. And as such, you see, there's always some kind of setback in some kind of games that, unfortunately, it's just inevitable. Call of Duty, as an example, over the time it got worse and worse and worse. Destiny is an example. I want to play alone, but then I have to find some people using Destiny LFG and stuff like that. It's irritating. But then there's games that you can play solo and come back occasionally whenever you want to, but they don't seem to be that interesting to me, right? And like I mentioned, Last of Us, I played through the story and I finished, and that's it. There's nothing else to do, and that's actually a bit of a problem. There's also an argument to say that, okay, well, if that's the case, but why is that an issue? Last of Us, as an example, is to be kind of played, finish, and be done with, sort of a game. It's not like a service of a live service, kind of a title. Ghost of Tsushima is, on the other hand, an open world game. Even though you can come back and play it again, but you'll be experiencing the same thing. And maybe that's just it. While having a conversation about this, I'm noticing kind of a trend that that within games that I want to play and experience again and again and again, and just get sucked in completely. And I feel like live service games that are good and that are genuinely going to be fantastic time to experience are the thing that I'm looking for, that I need to get my hands in. You know what I mean? And as such, Call of Duty did that. But then like I said, it's just got worse every time. But then Destiny took over my life at that point as well, because like it's a live service game as well, and so you can be expecting new things out of it, those DLCs, expansions, and so it's always exciting. But first person, not first person, but like third person, doesn't matter which kind of person, right? So it doesn't matter what kind of point of view, but like if the game is if it is a single player only, right, there's always going to be an endpoint to some certain degree, and the only time you can come back to the game again really is for a brand new DLC or a sequel. But that just means that it's going to be the same thing again, what I'm experiencing here now, and it's going to be then as well, right? It's just because I want to play this specific game and I'll be looking forward to it. I played it and I'm bored out of my mind again, or, I'm just like, okay, I'm not interested in playing anything else because I've played this game or whatnot. And that sucks. It genuinely does. And as such, like I mentioned, there's some games that I did replay. Grand Theft 4. The only reason I've replayed Grand Theft 4 so many times is because it is my favorite game of all time. Like I said, I finished it 16 times already. I remember it by heart. And, I'm just like disappointed in the fact that it's still on PlayStation 3. It's like, what the hell is going on? Rockstar released a remaster version of Grand Theft 4 on current gen consoles. And I played it on a PC as well. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic experience. Grand Theft 5, it's not as my favorite, unfortunately. That's why I played it like 5-6 times. Witcher 3, well, I feel that I replayed it because also I've replayed and finished the next generation version of an upgrade of it as well. And I was thinking of considering even getting a platinum trophy again, but then I decided against it because I'll end up hating the game. Death Stranding, I absolutely love the way how slow and how kind of concentrated it is, if that makes any sense. I like the management mechanic in it. Ghost of Tsushima as well, that was like a very special game. I absolutely loved it, but yeah, I can definitely see some shortcomings. And there's The Last of Us, like I mentioned, Destiny, Call of Duty's Red Dead Redemption 2 actually has a similar vibe that I got from Death Stranding, especially in terms of the management. For example, you have to clean your weapons and stuff like that. You take your time and everything. It's just something about it is so appealing to me. But like there's another one, Snow Rider. Like that's like a trucks. I have to get to the destination A to point B. And it's so slow, meticulous. You can see the paths that you take. You have to be very calculative, and it's so much fun. Like you kind of have to pay attention a little bit to it, and it's something about it is very satisfying. That's why I adored Red Dead Redemption 2, and also of course Death Stranding, and Grand Theft 4. Even though it doesn't have that kind of aspect, but something about it because of the nostalgia. That's why it kind of takes over for me, being my favorite game of all time. You see, there's so many questions, so many answers that cannot be unfortunately answered. But, it's still interesting point of view that I'm noticing that while I'm having conversation about this. And I'm just wondering, when will there be that one particular game that it'll get me sucked into it once again, and I'll be like, oh man, this is so good, I want to play it forever or something like that. You know what I mean? And it seems like, as a conversation I've just had, seems like it might be a live service title, maybe. And thankfully, PlayStation has mentioned that they're planning to release far more live service games as well. And hopefully they're going to be like bangers, and hopefully they will actually have a longevity within them as well, and actually be interesting, like a little bit closer to a realistic part. Because I'm noticing that I kind of like far more of games that are on a realistic side. As you saw, like I'm a lot more. Like, look, Grand Theft 4, 5, Witcher, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us, Destiny, obviously Call of Duty games, Red Dead. They're all realistic, like, graphically games. And so maybe that's what I'm looking for as well. Like, I don't need that kind of Fortnite cartoony vibe to it, and I don't want to, like, a top-down kind of gameplay like World of Warcraft and stuff like that. And I'm looking for a game that's playable on my PlayStation console. And so that's the reason, perhaps, I'm still waiting, maybe. I don't know. Look, guys, that's just my opinion. Do let me know what you think about it as well. Like, do you feel the same maybe? Do you have any advice? Maybe something I could do? Just simply having a break, it doesn't help. It genuinely doesn't. Like, I haven't played anything for past month, and it's still like, after a month, and I'm just like still, man, I don't want to play anything. You know what I mean? I'm still getting that. So having a break is not good enough, unfortunately. environment change, that can actually be an interesting approach. I like that. I like that advice. It's something different, quite original, in fact. I'm quite surprised, in fact. Well, alright guys, that's all I got for today. Do let me know what you think about all the situation with me and yourself, of course. Like and subscribe. See you guys all, and have a wonderful day.